Hi everyone, this is a new video tutorial about the model release forms, how to upload model release forms for your boxes, and what are the options. So from the box sale settings page, which is the page where you set the price for your boxes and publish the boxes, scroll down to the model release form section. Here there is an explanation about why this is required. It is required for the 2257 compliance and model documentation. It's also required because of payment processors require for all content to be compliant with certain rules and regulations. Now, initially, we used BentID, and we still do use BentID as a platform where you can store and manage your model release forms. BentID is not our platform. BentID is a white label solution by a Swiss software company that also runs the document management platform ProntoID. So we initially used BentID just to be for consistency with the BentBox naming, but that created some confusion, and we wanted to reassure everyone that the system we use to manage release forms is a separate platform from BentBox, and it's managed by a security company, a software security company. Model privacy and document privacy is extremely important to us, so that's why we use a third-party company to make sure that the documentation is stored, managed with the highest security standards in mind and in practice. So moving forward, you can still use BentID. If you don't have a BentID account, we recommend setting up a ProntoID account to manage the release forms. Having an account is beneficial because you can reuse the release form across multiple boxes. If you have multiple boxes with the content from the same photo shoot, for example, you can reuse the model release form, and it becomes a much quicker process. If you don't have a ProntoID account or a BentID account, you don't want to make one, we created a new option to upload the release form directly from here without having to register to either BentID or ProntoID. Another thing, this applies to studios and photographers. If you are the only performer in your content, so if you are the model appearing in your content and there is nobody else, you don't have to upload the model release form because your account is already verified on BentBox. So if you have already verified your account with your ID and with your selfie, then you don't have to add any additional documentation. So if you are the only performer, you check this box here and you're good to go. If you are a studio or a photographer and you have other people in your content, you need to fill in this form. So if you already have a form ID from BentID or ProntoID, you simply paste it there. You paste your ID, your form ID, or the URL to your model release form on BentID or ProntoID, and you click on Save Form ID, and you're done. If you don't have a release form yet on either BentID or ProntoID, and you want to upload a new release form, a scanned release form that you have from your photo shoots, then you simply click on here. So upload new model release form. You will be redirected to a secure session on ProntoID where you can upload your release form. So the content is automatically associated with the release form. you can add information. This is for your reference. So you can give the release name, the photographer, model information. This should be the real name of the model as appears on the ID, on the government issued ID. And then we always recommend to ask your models to sign up to ProntoID. And in this case, you can add a username for your model. Why is that important? Because it becomes a very clear path of approval. So once your model username is added here, she gets notified of the usage of the release form. So keep in mind that this whole process is to make the use of the content crystal clear. So it's to future-proof your content. So it shouldn't be something seen as a way to track people. On the contrary, it's a system to allow people to be informed. So this is absolutely crucial for this purpose. So if you have a username, just put it there. A contact email for the model or the other person in the content, and then you upload your model release form and the model ID. You click on here and you can upload the release form, or you drag and drop. And once you have done that, you click on securely upload and process. So this will send your information to the server, the ProntoID server, and you will be redirected back to BentBox, where you can see that your release form is uploaded. Right now, what you just need to do is you copy the form ID, close the window, and paste the form ID in there and save form ID. That's it. Finished. So just to recap, if you have a BentID or ProntoID account, you just use your BentID or ProntoID accounts to upload and manage your release forms, and then you put the form ID here or the URL to the model release form. If you don't have a BentID or ProntoID account, just click on Upload Model Release Form. You'll be taken to a secure location where you can upload the release form for your photo shoot. You'll be redirected back, paste the form ID in here, and you're good to go. We also added an explanation about this whole process and to explain why this is important. So I hope this is sufficiently clear. If you have any questions, just send us an email at info@bentbox.co. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.